15 minutes past the time I said I was going to start today, so it seems like I've hit the average for being behind. But here we are, back in American Truck Simulator. It's been a hot minute. It's been a little while since we've played. Um, but there's some new stuff out per usual. It's about that time of year, right? It's usually twice a year we get new map content. And what came along with it was a new truck as well. So, welcome to Wyoming. I drove up here a little bit, just around Cheyenne so far. Um, but we're going to be hanging out in Wyoming today because there's a World of Trucks event going on that has us going to or from. Uh, we have to hit each of the 10 cities. Probably won't tonight, but we're going to see how far we get. Um, and our trips have to be at least 100 miles long. And so if we go from one to the other city, that counts as two, and we got to do 10 of those, right? So that's the World of Trucks event that we're going to be focusing on tonight. And to start, we're going to hang out in the brand new International LT that I previously mentioned. Rolling in single player right now. Been really liking my mods. So as you can see, I got some Michelin tires on there right now. As a host 312 00312. Thanks for the follow. Um, Welcome to the WoW Squad. But yeah, we were just looking over the mods I'm running right now. So I got the wheel and tire set, I think from Smarty. I think they're both from Smarty. So we got the realistic looking Alcoas, and I threw some default tires on. So I have Goodyears in the front and the steers, and I have Michelin's on the rear in the drive. For the drives, we might change that later on if I come across a service station. I found this cool paint. This is not a mod. This was actually just one of the standard paint jobs for the truck. So really the only mod that's on the truck are the tires and the wheels, the Alcoas. There's just something about these Alcoas that look so realistic. Uh, Absolutely love it. Other mods I got going on, I got a bunch of sound mods going on. I really like my sounds. I also have a weird mod that makes the time like real time, so I can just have like the same daylight while I'm streaming, which is nice. I don't cycle through the day. But it's really funny because it makes the distances really short. So you got to do the math in your head to see what the scaled distance is going to be for the distance that you're trying to go for like World of Trucks events. You got to make sure that the smaller distance, the one-to-one distance is good. It's going to work. Um, yeah, let's get rolling. So as I mentioned, well, before we do that, I'm outside Cheyenne. We're gonna head over to Laramie to start. But let's take a look at the event to see exactly what we have to do. As I mentioned before, the personal goal is to deliver to or from each of the 10 Wyoming cities, and collectively everyone has to make it together 80 million miles, which as of yesterday, which is like a day after release of Wyoming, it was just out on Tuesday this week. They're already a quarter of the way there. Like, I guess you guys won't see this, but I wanted to check real quick on my overlay here to see how far we've gotten. So let me see. Oh no, I can't do that. Not from that browser. But we're probably at this point more like halfway there now. Like it's ridiculous. Like how quickly the event has been moving. Like everyone has just been driving it. So let's get over to Laramie. Let's see if we can pick up a contract. We're probably out of range right now for that. Oh no, we can go from Laramie to back to Cheyenne. But the problem with that one, see, they're only 60 miles apart. I think it's like 20-ish from the actual distance I'm showing because I'm doing the one-to-one mod. So that wouldn't meet our criteria for 100 miles. Now, this one, on the other hand, 5 miles. Oh, but I gotta remember the city is a smaller scale. I really don't want to fail on the first one. Let's do, there we go. How about that? We'll ride across 80 as our first job. Um, it's funny, just this past weekend, actually, if we did this job to Salt Lake, I did the same drive just this past, last week, actually. We actually left Colorado Springs and went up to Laramie to eat lunch, and then we drove over to Salt Lake City. So we could do that one like I did in real life. But I want to hit Evanston because that would give us 2 of the 10 for the goal to begin with. So that would put us in a good spot. Good progress for just one trip. So we're going to hit Evanston. Yeah, I got to say, it's really funny that this just came out this week. And last week I drove Interstate 80 across Wyoming for the first time. It was actually the first time ever being in Wyoming for me in real life. So, yeah, it was pretty funny timing. And I gotta say, driving across 80 in 1-to-1 scale, that's not a very interesting drive, I guess I should say, but I enjoyed the openness. It was just so different. Uh, just it's so weird when you leave a city and there's just a bunch of nothing, like literally, like it's just open plains, some mountains when you get to the rocky passes. But overall, it's like it's just so open. It's really weird. Anyway, enough rambling. Let's get this Cummins X15 started. Oh, that's pretty quiet. So this is not the stock sounds. And my... Sounds like I need to change my dead zone on my brake pedal. Hang on a second. Crazy thing. Did I turn it up more, I guess? Alright. That should quiet it down. So this is Kriechbaum's X15 sounds that I actually merged into Gallum's drivetrain revision for the LT, for international trucks in general. You can get both those mods off the SES forums. So I'm running Kriechbaum's sound pack, and I just integrated that into the drivetrain revision. So we actually have a ridiculously low final drive gear ratio. You'll see once we get up to speed. This is going to be great for like our truck across I-80 because you'll see the RPMs are like ridiculously low for the speed we're going. Like it's really crazy. Like I don't know. I guess this is a realistic transmission because or a realistic ratio. Because that's what the mod's all about. The drivetrain revision has realistic transmissions and engines. So apparently you can spec the truck out this way in real life, like for cruising across the West, super economically. But yeah, I chose like the highest possible, well I guess the longest gear ratio maybe is the way to say it. I might change that later. Also, I just realized I still have the gear changing sounds from, oh, it's only 65 here. I have the gear changing sounds for a manual transmission that are by Kriechbaum, so yeah, I get that. Probably pull that mod out, because we're driving an automatic right now. But as you can see, like, we're rolling at 65, top gear, only 1,000 RPM, like, we are seriously, like, we're really doing good with the gas mileage, but mostly because we do not have a trailer, so we're cheating a little bit, but still. Alright, so we gotta exit up here already. But yeah, this is our first trek through Wyoming. I played with it just a little bit last night to get my mods, to make sure they're up to date, and so that's when I did the whole fix with the getting the Kriechbaum sound working with the drivetrain revision. Because unfortunately the stock sounds, I've been spoiled by mods now. I can't go back to them. So like the stock sounds I can't really live with. So I had to get the mods working. You can hear that click that you normally would hear in a manual transmission when the gears are shifting. But for an automatic, you know, you wouldn't hear that. So I should really pull that mod out before we get rolling with our actual trailer. Not picking up anything too exciting for this first job. We're just picking up empty pallets. But it's getting us to where we want to go. So we'll be going from Laramie over to Evanston. Straight across Interstate 80. Pretty straightforward. So we're driving something that's more spec'd for like a fleet truck, right? But it probably goes a lot faster, the truck, that is, than like a what you would find in a typical fleet truck. Like they'd probably spec those so that they're like limited to like, I don't know, 65-ish maybe. But I tell you what though, well, the mega carriers probably still go that slow. When I was driving across 80, there were so many trucks that were like keeping up. Like I'm talking 80 mile an hour speed limits out there in Wyoming, right? Like they were cruising. Like the trucks that were spec'd out for the West, like they can go fast if they want to. So, but anyway, our truck's kind of more like a fleet truck, but maybe like a smaller fleet. Like it's a fancier kind of setup. Even maybe an owner-operator would pick something like this up who's looking for like economy. So we'll see. We might switch to a K-dub halfway through our playthrough tonight. But we're just gonna go with the automatic for now. But when we get to Kenworth, we'll go with the manual in that one for sure. So I got a nice sound pack for that one. Alright, so we got that hooked up. I'm going to go pull that mod real quick from, well, let's see, can I not? Wait a minute, exit. Oh, there we go, Launchpad. I want to go back to the Launchpad. For some reason I thought I was going to quit the game. When I was playing in VR last night and I clicked that button, it didn't give me the option to go back to the profile. Here's a quick look at my mods. I'm also running the field of view in there. We got the new summer. We're going to have to change that to autumn soon. But we have this nice sound pack from Zmod for a nice C15 sound for the W9. So we'll probably change that later on. Love that sound. But this is the one I wanted to pull out because I didn't want to hear those clicking sounds. I like the tire sounds though. But yeah, Kriechbaum's sound pack you can find in the forums has the X15 sound. Then Gallum has the drivetrain revision that gives you realistic ratios for the gearboxes and stuff. And I had to merge the two kind of, like I updated this mod to reference the sounds here and all that fun stuff. But yeah, real tires actually come from, oh, that's a Gallum mod too with the tires. Okay. Smarties wheels, I guess, just maybe they include tires too? Or it might just be wheels. Got some trucks in here too. The HX520 by Harvin's pretty good. It's a nicely built truck. It adds another international to the pack, so. For a long time I've been running the modded LT. I think, was that Harvin that put that out? I think it was Harvin. That was an excellent mod. To the point where it could have been an SCS truck, I think. Maybe they bought it off him. I don't know. But now it's a stock truck in the game, so I pulled that mod. Alright, let's get back in here. Let's get rolling. I'm thinking I could also turn up, while this is loading, I'm going to turn up the game audio a tad. I thought it was a little too quiet. Let's try that. Alright. Let's get rolling here. Oh, love these DRLs too. Nice modern look. Alright, that sounds better. Love the air horn on this, by the way. I really wish to one. Oh, we can't have radio on. What are we doing? Pressing the wrong button. I really wish we could choose the air horn without mods. Like for the Cascadia, it has the train horn, which is definitely I'm like 99% sure that's not factory option. I wish it had a horn like this. Like this sounds like what you would find on a typical factory spec truck in North America. So, be nice to just see that. But I guess there's probably a mod out there that we could probably find that changes the air horn. I could probably find a way to change it myself. I like the air horn in this one a lot better for sure. I wish the city horn were a little bit more realistic, and I imagine there's also a mod for that if I really looked for it. I really can't see my trailer in here. I should probably adjust my mirrors. I thought I had this set right. It might have been that it looked okay in VR. Not so much outside VR. Maybe that's what happened. There we go. Yeah, there we go. Alright, let's get rolling. Put the windows down until we hit the highway. Now, one thing I've been noticing a little bit that I've seen with Wyoming so far is that there are a lot of places that just don't have stop signs, but if you look at places like this on Google Maps in Wyoming, like it's actually a thing. It's just like, well, you have to assume you gotta stop, so you just know, I guess. But like a lot of the shopping centers, when you're leaving the shopping centers or like the truck depots, there's just like, there's no stop sign. It's just, well, you just know that you're entering the road, so you gotta stop. You know who has the right of way, I guess. Roll this thing. Yeah, poof. Yeah, we're gonna be a little slow to accelerate because we got the economy kind of set up going here. We're shifting a little early, right at 15 pretty much. We got really long gear throws, long ratios between each gear, so that's gonna not help us. We have a 500 horsepower engine. It's the economy series of the X15 though, so I guess that doesn't really super help, but the idea is to get up the speed and then just soak in the economy. As long as we don't have to like slam on our brakes for the AI, and that like would completely defeat the purpose. So it'll take us a little while. The pallets are a little heavy. We got 46,000 pounds. Yeah, that's pretty heavy. That's pretty heavy. We'll see if we get pulled in for that. Wow, that was an early shift. Holy crap. Oh, I forgot. We are governed with contract loads to 65, so there you go. Now we're going to be like a company truck. We're going to really rake in the fuel economy then. I was hoping to get up to 75. So we'll just have to kind of sit back and relax and soak in the scenery. We'll see how the mod for the vegetation that I have does with the new map. Because I know sometimes you see really funky stuff like trees like popping out into the road when they shouldn't be, just because they're different models than the stock. I really should have just pulled it. I should just be using the stock environment, but hindsight is 2020. I was running late, so I didn't really want to monkey with the mods too much. Ideally I would have had time to look into that stuff. I just didn't have the time today. Oh, been working a little extra hours lately, so I've been falling behind. I used to be done like working at like 3:30 local time because I would start so early, like at 6 or 6:30. But I've been pretty busy lately, so I've been working a little bit later, and it's just been cutting into the evening. But it happens. Like that stuff comes in waves, you know. And gotta have happy customers. I don't know what I was trying to say. So yeah, I hope everyone's Thursday has gone well, and we're heading into Friday. Some of you are probably already in Friday, because I'm like 7 hours behind from a lot of people over there in Europe and the UK. But yeah, because we traveled last weekend, and it's funny, I did the same drive. We did the same drive in real life. So it's funny to come back here and like do this comparison right now. I was here doing this same exact drive, but on real life scale, because real life, just last week. So it's funny, I'm coming into this now and trying to compare. All the cities are coming up so much more quickly because the scale is like 1 to 20, right? So it's like you're just passing through time now. But man, when you're out here with the 1-to-1 scale, which I still kind of dream about seeing someday, and seeing more 1-to-1 scale maps. But man, I tell you what, I would probably do that drive just a few times, like I have with like the Alaska map, so I can kind of see the point of having the scale where it is now. I used to think, man, I wish the whole thing was 1-to-1, but I tell you what, that is a lot of land to cover. Even in a comfortable car with cruise control set, and it's not that I didn't enjoy it. I love driving. I mean, that's why I play these games, these simulators. But it is very different than, like, saying if you're just driving for a few hours, especially on the East Coast. Like, there's always a town you're rolling through on the East Coast, right? And there's a lot of woods to like cover the openness, if there is open areas, and it's generally a lot flatter. So when you're out here driving in Wyoming, it's like you can see for miles and miles. Is that the Who that sang that song? I could see for miles and miles. Like, it's true. Except for the smoke. The smoke wasn't helping with the distance a lot. Pretty smoky out here right now with the wildfires in the west. It's gotten kind of bad the past few days. But yeah, in a game like this, the scale seems completely appropriate now. I am glad that SES rescaled earlier on. Like, before, I think the scale was like almost closer to like 1 to 30 or something, and that was too short. Like, I guess they realized when they were looking at future states, like, you're not going to be able to, you're going to have to like slam 2 cities together. Like, it's just not going to work out, especially as you get into the East Coast. Like, that's going to be like, I don't even know how they would have been able to model those states, those cities with the old scale. So, where was I going with this? I've been rambling. But yeah, we're looking forward to having a weekend just at home now that we were traveling last weekend. It was a lot of fun, though. We went over to Salt Lake and had fun checking out the Salt Flats. We even made it all the way over to Nevada, which was really not that far from the Salt Flats. I mean, one of the reasons we went out to Salt Lake was to check out the Salt Flats, which are like only 15 minutes away from Nevada. So we went over to Nevada for lunch after, looking at the Bonneville Salt Flats, that rest stop that's on the far west side of Utah. And overall, that drive from Salt Lake was like, I think like 2-ish hours, maybe a little bit more, all the way out to our lunch destination in Nevada. So that didn't seem like that long of a drive, because from our house out there to Salt Lake when we first left was like over 9 hours, and then coming back was like 10 hours with traffic, because we hit Labor Day traffic coming back home. So it'll be nice just to be at home now and not have to be out driving again, or taking up our time doing that. Just for something a little lower key, you know. So we're looking forward to that this weekend. And maybe spend a little more time in American truck. doing driving when I can go and I can get up and go down and get a cup of coffee whenever, you know. You're not bound to your seat like you are driving in real life. I guess for fuel mileage right now, granted we're using a modded, we're using Gallum's drivetrain revision, which uses actual numbers for fuel economy and ratios and power bands and all that good stuff. So I guess this is as realistic as it gets with like fuel economy, and we haven't gone super far yet. How far have we gotten? Like, what do those numbers mean? That's my odometer, I think, just 15 miles. Remember, those are in real life distance. Alright, so we're just hitting Rock Springs now. Let's see, if we change the computer display, we'll see how far we've gone. There, driving 11 miles. We'll just keep it on here, I guess. There's our average, 8 miles per gallon. That might be rounded to the whole number. 8 is pretty good. It's pretty darn good for as heavy a load as we're pulling right now. Okay, good, it's not a whole number, it's 7.9. But I mean, we're cruising at like 1,000 RPM, which is like stupidly low for the speed. But it saves us fuel, I guess, if we're going on a highway like this, relatively flat. Like I said, this is probably a truck. This is more like this is an appropriately spec'd truck for highway, especially out west, so that's what I was going for. Maybe we'll hit, maybe we'll go in a clockwise kind of fashion. So we're going across I-80 right now, heading west, and we're going to Evanston. But maybe from there we'll go hit some of the state highways, the 2-lane roads, going north from there to get our other city. Makes me wonder if it would be more efficient for us to bobtail. No, it wouldn't make sense to bobtail because that's taking time too. Maybe it would. If we bobtailed from Evanston, which is where we're heading right now, 77 miles game scale. Okay, I kind of remember this tunnel from real life now. Our lights on for safety. I'm trying to think in my head like how I want to approach the World of Trucks event. If I want to bobtail from Evanston back to Rock Springs, which was where we just left, and then pick up a load that goes to another city, that would give us 2 and 2. Like, we'll do 2 of our jobs here, because we left Laramie and we're going to Evanston, so that's 2 of the cities. That counts as 2, but you can't repeat. It has to be 10 different cities. I mean, I could just pick up a load and go back to Rock Springs and then go from Rock Springs up. Maybe we'll do that. Just backtrack a little bit. We could even bobtail and just cruise over there. Like, see what kind of fuel economy we get bobtailing. Maybe we should just do that to see what happens. Alright, peeps, we're gonna slide in here. This truck is going super slow. Super slow for the 80. I'm holding up everyone behind. Oh, it's that. I think that cement truck doesn't really have a good top end. I think they like limit it to like 60 miles an hour or something. So even if the speed limit's like 80, it's just never gonna hit that. Alright, gotta downshift. Because there's no way we're gonna hold 1,000 RPM and still make it up this hill. Is this gonna make us brake? Yeah. Turn that off. We'll turn off the cruise because I have the smart Cruise control enabled, which is great if I could set a higher speed on the cruise control. But because we're limited to 65, we can't, so say la vie. Seen the new Warframe update? Hey Flip Flop, how's it going, man? I have not. What changed? I spent my last weekend outside of traveling around Salt Lake City playing PC Building Simulator. So I haven't been in the loop with Warframe. I saw that Greg's been playing it a lot this past week, but I gotta go check things out again. That guy's a super trucker. Look how fast he's going. Added the Plague Star event to get special melee weapons in Nidus Prime. Ooh. Is that new? Is Nidus new, or is it just the Prime flavor that's new? Also, is that a Warframe? Special melee weapons sounds like something fun to explore though. Tons of Forma? Okay. Yeah, that's something I better check out. Oh yeah, let's Jake down this exit. I tell you what. Let's downshift again. Come on, truck. Oh yeah. Prime flavor's new. Gotcha. I am in the wrong lane for this. Well, I completely screwed that up. You're supposed to be in the outside lane if it's a dual turn lane. You're supposed to be in the outside if you're a truck because you don't want to crush cars like Tonka toys. You're turning. Oops. I heard we're playing GTFO Saturday, so that should be fun. It's been a while. Steven's away, so we play the games he doesn't like to play when he's away. Alright, there's no one here in the turn lane, so I can just hog that lane. Oh yeah, oops. Hey peeps, I need over. Go. Keep right, and then turn right. A two-handed chainsaw? That sounds awesome. That makes me want to play Killing Floor, though. It's been so long. Steven's going to a wedding, I think. He said he's going to be away next weekend, too, which is kind of sad. I don't know where he's going for that. Maybe another wedding. Seems like it's wedding season in the fall. I got one to go to in October, which is family, so I better go to that one. I wouldn't want to miss it. This is just getting married, so I gotta go back to the East Coast beginning of October. What is going on with the... I'm seeing things out of the corner of my eye with like the vegetation like blacking out or something. It must be the vegetation mod I have or something. Get ready to turn right. Yeah, I actually haven't been home to upstate New York, just Greg's stomping grounds, since 2019. I didn't go back at all last year. I didn't go home, so it'll be nice to be back there. Been a while. I've seen my family though. I mean, they came out to visit here a couple times out in Colorado, but it'll just be nice to be back back where I went to high school. Yeah, I gotta check out Warframe again. Maybe sometime this weekend I can try to catch up with Greg. He's already light years ahead of me. He just tells me what to do because I'm not very good. I'm just not very good at games like that, but I enjoy playing it with you guys, you know. So I know there's a couple of solo missions I could be doing as well, so I gotta check in on those. if I don't get caught up doing other things. Yeah, COVID was a shitstorm. I'm looking at the numbers again while I'm completely effing this up. All right, let's move up again. I'm looking at the numbers. I hope that they calm down again a little bit, but they are a little. They're going up again, unfortunately. Not like it was like last winter. Like we saw the numbers, and that's why we were like, yeah, we're just gonna have holidays here in Colorado, which was kind of sad. We just kind of hung out around the house here the whole time, and just had virtual like gatherings. It's like one of my favorite times of year, though. Like when it's cold out, going to see family. So hopefully it won't be that bad this year. We can go home for that. This trailer giving me a hell of a time here. Scratch up this brand new truck. Oh, it wasn't too bad. Oh, my wheel is so loud. This wheel is like 10 years old. I'm just impressed with how long it's been lasting. Shit, this wheel is more like 12 years old, actually. It's like the Energizer Bunny. Oh jeez, I think I bumped into something there. Oops. Oh, I bounced off the door. Right, that's a good thing. We want to get as close to the door as possible. Alright, so this should give us 2. 2 of the 10 that we gotta do between the 10 different cities in Wyoming. See what we get. Yeah, 2 out of 10. Alright, we have to go to each of the 10 cities. Like, deliver to or from each. So that counted as 2, because I left from one and went to the other. So now I gotta do, like, the process of elimination. Maybe we can go back to Rock Springs and up to Jackson? I think I want to do that. Let's do that. Rock Springs. Rock Springs. This new filter is nice, except for, like... Wait a minute, I'm not looking at the contracts. That's a problem. There we go. Jeez. Rock Springs. That would have been sad. Like, I ended up screwing up, like, the, There's one. I ended up screwing up the last event we did on stream. The, what was it? Revisiting Idaho. I completely fucked up the... Like, I don't know if I lost track. I think it was that I didn't go far enough for some of the jobs, so they didn't count. So it was like wasted effort. You found a light that you could put on the back of your car that could flip people off, and you do that so much right now. Oh, you know what? My wife Chloe kickstarted this this like sign that you could put on the back of your car that you could program. It could like display different messages. It's unfortunately, I don't think it took off. I don't know if she's still getting updates for it or what. Which is kind of annoying, but maybe the plans fell through and it's not going to happen. But it's like a sign you can program, and you can like program like messages and probably a finger into it, and you could just like from the front of your car while you're driving along, like program it from your phone, like tell it what to display, so you can like just dynamically flip people off as you're driving, or like give different messages. So it's like a light, but it's like even more advanced. Oh, so here we go. Right, nice and easy, nice and easy. There we go. All right. We were attached to the trailer. We didn't break free in the tug test, so we won't lose the trailer when we drive off. Oh yeah, dude. I can relate. There are so many idiots on the road. Like, And I think it does. I mean, some of them are. I mean, a lot of them are being jerks, right? Like they know what the hell they're doing. They're just being assholes, right? But there are some people, I can just tell when I look in my rearview mirror, and I'm like, they have no idea how close they are following me right now. They're just like blindly like following, and it's like, what are you doing? Like, but a lot of people are just like, yeah, the tailgaters are so annoying. My dad had some funny stories. I mean, he used to have a 5-speed Nissan. It was his first car out of school. Um, it sounded like a really fun car. Like, I really wish I had a manual for my first car. Probably gonna have a manual for my next car before they go away and everything becomes electric. But anyway, he had this 85 or 86 Nissan 200SX, little sporty 5-speed. He'd be cruising along like in the left lane whenever anyone would be like riding his ass. He would, at highway speed, he would downshift from like 5th to like 3rd gear, right? Just blindly, like he'll just shove it into 3rd and like pop out the clutch, and like it'll make the wheels like chirp a little bit because like the lower gear ratio, like it would lock his wheels up and slow him down really fast, right? And the guy on his ass wouldn't know because his brake lights didn't light up because he's just locking the wheels up. It was a really passive-aggressive move. That was a funny story. Oh, man. Good times. But there was someone recently, I was like thinking about brake checking. I was like, you know, this would probably end badly, so I'm just not going to give him the satisfaction of knowing that I'm pissed off, and I just let it go. Some people are just angry while driving. Like, if you're angry for more than like a few seconds about something that happened, like, I mean, I'm angry for a while, but like, I keep my cool, right? But like, some people like rage. It's like you shouldn't be driving if you're that angry all the time on the road. If you remembered how to drive stick, you'd do that guaranteed. Yeah. It's a good move. It might not be good for your transmission or your tires, but you don't do it often, hey. It's a good surprise move. It's a good thing to have in your cards, your card deck. So we're doubling back to Rock Springs to get city number 3 out of the count. I guess it doesn't really make sense to try to do 2 at a time. We'll just roll through, do 1. So a little more highway driving, then we'll cut up north to our city number 4 after this. But yeah, I mean that car grenade transmission. The thing is, like, that car made it so close to 100,000 miles. Like, I remember riding in it when I was really little, like right before my dad got his next car. I think he actually, let me think about this. I think he sold it to his brother, my uncle, because it wasn't the transmission though. Like, he didn't break the transmission at all. The transmission was actually pretty rock solid in that car. Something with the engine where it was like misfiring or something, and or it was throwing codes, and he you know, tried to take it to a garage. They couldn't figure it out, so he sold it to his brother for pretty cheap, and I think he ended up fixing it up but then selling it, flipping the cars kind of quick. That car was pretty solid. Can't say the same about modern cars though from Nissan. I don't know. Those modern transmissions in those cars, the CVTs, like, I'm even worried about mine in my Subaru, but they back it up for 10 years, 100,000 miles. That itself, that extended warranty, has me a little concerned. But like, Nissans though, I have seen bad things on YouTube happen to them. And in contrast, like Honda transmissions, apparently they're like bulletproof. You can like rail on them. But Subaru transmissions are more like glass. But I'll probably still get another one anyway. I do still want to get a WRX. They're actually allegedly announcing the new one tomorrow. The date got pushed. It was supposed to be announced last month, like revealed. But the auto show it was going to be revealed at got canceled because of COVID again. So they're going to announce it tomorrow, I guess, online. Forgot about that. It's happening at, I think, 9 a.m. Eastern or something, so I want to try and catch that. Oh, I got a meeting then. I probably can't. I'll watch it afterwards, whatever. It'll be interesting to see how it's changed since 2015. Some traffic buildup now. One car you wanted so bad was your great-grandfather's car. It was a 1980 Oldsmobile. Would leave smoke on the ground. Oh yeah, dude, those cars back then, like those boats, quote unquote. And some of those things just like were like hot rods. No safety features. You can get some power in those too. The thing is, they were really good in a straight line. Not so much in the cornering.
Keep right, and then exit right.
Alright, so we're already back here to Rock Springs. That was pretty quick. Brakes would be good, truck.
Turn right.
Slice fry gonna change. Nope.
Keep left, and then turn left. Turn left.
I don't know why this has triaxles in the back. I thought that was only legal in like Canada. I don't really see those very often in the US. It died in a really cool way by hitting a corner at one time. Yeah. And unfortunately that happened often, I think. Go out with a bang, right?
Turn left.
All right, rolling into Walbert here. This actually looks like a Walmart truck. Actually, it really does. Except it should have been white instead of red. At least I assume this is where I'm going. I'm not looking at a map right now. All right, where do they want this? Back here somewhere, I guess. There it is. Alright, we'll just do this back up on the outside. That was a short trip. Oh, you know what? I wonder if this wasn't long enough, though, for like that 100-mile requirement. Which is fine, because it would still count when we leave here to go to our next delivery. So, yeah, I might have screwed that one up again with the distance. Would have done more rolls than a Star Fox. Do a barrel roll. You know, I have that game, the Star Fox game, on the Wii U. I started playing it, but like, I felt the same as like the other reviewers in that like the controls were so bad in that one. Like I tried it, I was just not. I don't know if it's just that I wasn't good. It must have been the controls if everyone else was complaining. That was like the only Star Fox game I've ever really played. But yeah, I still have it on the Wii U. I haven't booted up that Wii U in ages, really ever since I got the Switch. All right, let's unhook this one. See if we get number 3. We probably won't. Oh, we did. I counted. I didn't think it was that long. I mean, Wyoming is really wide and open, so I guess 100 miles go by pretty quickly in the scale of the game. But let's go. I want to go to Jackson next. Give me Jackson, please. Or if then no, you're not gonna. Oh, I have to go back to Evanston for that. Wait a minute. What filters? Unable to find jobs matching your filters. What filters? Maybe for this place we're at? Well, hold up. No, that can't be right. I can't find any job. Okay, there we go. I don't know what that was about. Jackson. Still nothing to Jackson. That's fine. Guess we can go to Rollins. 8 mile. Oh, yeah, that would count. I guess we could go back there and then go up to Jackson. It's like backtracking. Doing very exciting jobs that way. Really wanted to go into the back roads. Gillette. I wonder if Gillette, Wyoming is where Gillette, you know, razor company is. That'd be funny. Have that as a an option to deliver. Am I not spelling it right? What's going on here? That's Riverton. Riverton. Maybe we could do Riverton. I'm being silly. They also don't have. Oh, come on. Really? My options are Rock Springs, Rollins. Rock Springs is the same city. Alright, well, I guess we're gonna have to backtrack a little bit more on 80. Oh, wait. No, Evans is where he just came from. The baby trailer, though. And it must be everyone, like, just picking up these jobs. Jackson, there we go. Well, that's a double. Oh, that should be fun. More used packaging. They're giving me all the boring jobs. Everyone's grabbing all the exciting ones. Ugh. Maybe, can I switch trucks on this job, I wonder? Might not let me. I might be able to suspend it and then do that. Oh, wait, but I'm in a... No, that should work. Maybe we'll switch to, I kind of wanted to switch to the Kenworth. Have some more shift cam action going up to Jackson. Let me see if I can do that. I don't know if I can do that if I already selected the job. We're gonna try. I think I can suspend it. Right? Suspend job. Not abandon, but suspend. Nope. I got too excited. Did it work? Yes, it did. I hit cancel. I don't think that was confirmation. I think that was cancel for the transaction in World of Trucks. I do that all the time. I get excited and I click. I get click happy. I'm gonna locate myself to my K-dub. Hang on, let me move the truck first. You had to watch a Gillette Razor ad today in your social problems class? Really? That's Interesting coincidence. Is this the guy? Yeah, this is the guy I want to drive. Ah, it's not exactly... Wait, maybe this one? Ooh. Hang on. We gotta get rid of the... Oh, we did. Yeah, let's drive this guy. Yeah. What engine do we got in this bad boy? It's a 3406. Hang on. Let's do... I want the NZ. Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I'm not gonna go too crazy. Maybe a 630 horsepower. Not 800. That's a little... It's a little much. When you're spinning wheels in like 8th gear, it's a little too much. God, I hate when it's released because they're talking about toxic masculinity. Oh, okay. Well, I suppose that would do it. All right, let's drive. Oh, this has a Colorado plate. Nice. All right. Here's our truck. Let's relocate it to Wyoming. Like so. Then relocate myself to that truck. I don't know if I need to do that if it's in the same garage. I'm trying to make sure that like end up in the desired location. Can I resume this now? Is it gonna get angry at me because I like... What happens if I do this? Will it put me in Cheyenne? Or is it just gonna spawn me at the trailer? I think that looks silly there with the truck with the pup trailer on it. It's what I was trying to avoid in the contract jobs, having like a full-scale truck and a little pup trailer. Where did it put me? Oh, it just put me there at the yard. Okay. Alright, let me make sure I got the... Yeah, we gotta change from automatic to the actual shifter, and we gotta go change the gearbox to our 18-speed puller. Alright. Oh, that's loud. Alright, we got some cool sounds coming here. This is the Caterpillar C15 6NZ edition from Z-Mods. Recorded off a real truck. It is a payware mod, but it was worth a few bucks. I like my sounds, so... Alright, let's go get hooked up here. A little different than your typical automatic highway truck. This is more like an owner-operator's truck. Got gear shift sounds too, air sounds, all from the real Kenworth W900. It's good stuff. Sounds just like my neighbor's W900. He actually has one. He runs a dump truck business. He's got a Peterbilt dump truck, like a rigid dump truck, and then he has an actual Kenworth W900 looks just like this. Obviously not the same paint job, but it looks just like this truck. And it sounds just like this when it's backing up. It's like the same reverse beeper. And I think it's some kind of Caterpillar underneath the hood, some kind of C15. So it sounds kind of similar to this. Not the same edition. It's also straight pipe, so it's really freaking loud. This thing is like a road train almost. Look at this. Alright, so now we're going... Oh, that's interesting. Why does it want me to do that? I'm just going to go this way. Game, why can't I go that way? There we go. I don't want to go on the highway then off the highway again. It's because of the speed limits. The GPS is like, this is the absolute fastest way. You're going this way, damn it. Alright, get going here. Oh, we got some real trucking action now. A little more exciting than the automatic. That's how I send myself away from Walmart.
Turn right.
Yeah, you aren't supposed to use your Jakes in the city. Usually there's signs that say not to, but hey, it's a simulator, not real life. All right.
Go straight on. Keep left, and then turn left. Turn left.
Oh, hang on. Find the gear. Come on. Can't find him, grind him. There you go. No one saw that, right? Literally the entire city's sitting here watching me struggle to get a gear. Oh, I love the sound of this engine though. The vegetation is doing something weird right now. It's probably, like I said earlier, they're probably because of the mod I'm using. I like the mods. Oh, that was close. Stalled her. I've driven manual twice in my life. The first time was actually in France on my honeymoon. We part of the trip we took a train down to this small town in France in the countryside.
Straight on.
I rented a car there and like to get back to Paris because we wanted to just travel the highway. Well, that's not gonna work. I need first gear. We wanted to see the countryside, right? And I was like, I want to drive here, and all the cars there are manual, so I was ready for it. I knew that was going to be the case because I set up the reservation online, and like all the choices are like manual, 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 manual. If you wanted automatic, it had to be like a 16 passenger cargo van or something, like some kind of truck that like cost a stupid amount. But I wanted to drive manual anyway, and I never stalled the car. I don't think I did. If I did, it would have been like in a. No, I didn't stall. I didn't stall the car. I almost did. In oh, what's that place just south of Paris? Oh, Clermont. Clermont, de Ferrand, something similar to that. Sorry, sunlight. When we came up to that city and I was in traffic, I almost stalled it. Like the car was like dying. It was like struggling. Like it put itself on life support. Like it was trying so hard not to stall for like 3 or 4 seconds. It was just sputtering, and like I was amazed that it didn't stall. I was really impressed with that car. It like it just is crazy. It just was running at a really low RPM, and then it what is this? What is going on here? Oh, he's just waiting to turn. All right. But yeah, it didn't stall. The second time I drove manual, was test driving a WRX last year when I had the itch, and I stalled it in traffic. That is a really finicky transmission and clutch. Like the clutch is just, it takes a while to get used to. It's funny that happened like towards the end of the test drive though too. Like I didn't stall it at all at first, but man, that was like a really rough, kind of a rough ride because like in that car, like to get smooth shifts is really hard. Like there's a lot of transmission shock, so you're like bouncing back and forth when you're changing between the gears if you don't do it perfectly. But the car I drove in France wasn't like that at all. It was like super easy, really smooth. But I guess we're talking a sports car versus like this economy car in France. Just stalled on the freeway. Luckily, I didn't do that. Didn't do that. I mean, I play manual all the time in simulation, but the thing you don't get in that is like the physical feel of like when the car is starting to move and like having to pull up on the clutch but not too fast, and then when you start propelling forward, it like makes you want to press or let go of the clutch sooner, and then it just exasperates getting launched forward. It's like a feedback loop almost. So you have to like you get used to it over time. Like if you owned a manual car, like it wouldn't take too long to get used to it. Kind of disappointed that it's overcast. I might change the weather. But that was a lot of highway though, right? Like in France, so there was a lot less chance of me stalling the car anyway, because I was just once you got it up to the once you got on the highway and put it in top gear, it's like that's it. It was a little stressful though in Clermont when that's where we dropped the car off, because that's a pretty big town. And we got there just as like schools were letting out. When everyone in the city was like walking home, all the students were like on the sidewalks and couldn't. And I had to like, I like pulled the car up to like, to see where the traffic was, like the traffic coming for. I like would turn left at like an intersection or something. And I remember like sitting there for like 2 minutes, like waiting for all these kids to pass. And I was like, all right, I'm just gonna like sit in the crosswalk for a few seconds to so I can get out of everyone's way, right? And they like I got some dirty looks from the students, like maybe I wasn't supposed to do that because rules are different in Europe. But it was kind of stressful, but it was fun overall. Would do it again. If you live somewhere where there's like a lot of traffic all the time, I could see manual being a real pain in the ass. Like it's one of the reasons why for my first car I didn't do that.
Go straight on.
Just because I commuted in Maryland and traffic sucked. So there were a lot of days where I was like, wow, I'm glad I have an automatic because this would suck. Like my left leg would just be dead along with my clutch like a year later. I have a really buff left leg though. I'd walk around like unevenly. So much traffic. I don't miss that commute. And one nice thing about working from home is that as much as I love driving, I hate traffic, so I do miss the commute for the driving aspect, but definitely not for sitting in traffic.
Go straight on. Keep right, and then continue straight on.
Yeah, so don't take the left turn lane. Okay, GPS.
Go straight on.
Oh, this is looking very Wyoming-esque. Oh, 55.
Right.
Yeah, it's just there's just so much farm and mountains and plains. That is very accurate from my experience driving through Wyoming last week. Not quite as boring as Kansas. I'm really curious to see what SCS does when they get to Kansas, because like that was just like, oh my gosh, that was a long 8-hour drive through Kansas. Buck River. Oh, this is getting windy. This almost reminds me of Colorado right here. I think that it's a little paler than Colorado though. A little more desert-like. It actually looks, that's funny, it looks kind of smoky in the game. Hazy. I just attribute that to smoke these days. We have so much wildfire smoke right now out here that anything that looks like haze is actually just smoke. I guess maybe it's gonna rain in the game or something. Oop, missed that gear. There we go.
At the roundabout, take the first exit. Exit now. Go straight on.
Holy crap, this is like 4 different routes. 191, 189, 89, and 26. Can't make up their mind. We're coming up on Jackson now. Alright.
Keep left, and then turn left.
Jackson discovered, alright.
Turn left.
I am a fan of the K-Dub 900 though. I think it's my favorite classic truck. Classic style. Because who needs aerodynamics? Alright, this should be number 4
Turn left.
out of the 10. We're definitely not doing 10 tonight. I think I got room for one more. Gotta get to one more city.
You have arrived at your destination.
Started so late tonight. I wish I had a little more time. Right. Stopped a little too early there. Got excited. Go. Alright. Let's see what we can pick up here. Let's see what's nearby. What's the nearest city we haven't been to then yet? So I gave us 4 out of 10. Alright, good. I did something right. Oh, Riverton is nearby. That is Idaho. That's really close to Jackson. Well, I think Riverton is our next bet. Do we have anything exciting going there? Animal food. That has us going back that way, though. We could take the longer route around for something different. Reckon. Oh man, 52,000 pounds. I guess because it's a farm delivery. Farms technically don't really have a weight restriction if you're going a certain distance, I think. Like, I think you can carry heavier loads from one farm to like a distributor or to another farm, something like that. Like, you're exempt from like your typical 80,000 gross vehicle weight. 80,000 pounds is your typical limit on a truck in the US altogether. This thing does not turn very well. It's a long boy. Yeah, look at that. Nope, what did I hit? Oh, whoops. That would do it. Alright, where are we going now? Oh, right next door. Alright.
Turn right.
Again, no stop sign. Except for up there. It's a good thing there's one up there at least.
Turn left. Turn left.
If you can't grind them, find them. You can't find them, grind them. That's what I meant to say. Can we just... We can just take this entrance right here. I don't know why it wants us to go all the way around. Or can we? Will it let us? Oh, I don't know. Oh, it will. Aha! Alright. Let's get this heavy animal pellet load hooked up. Ouch. Come on. Real easy to try again. There we go. Alright. 52.9. Oh, that's heavy. With our truck, we're definitely over 80,000 on that one, I think. Could probably try to get it weighed. Where does it want me to go now? It's me to go back that way. 11 miles, 16 minutes. What does this do? See, again, it wants me to, like, go... I don't know why it's doing that. There we go. 12 miles, 27 minutes. Oof. Uh, Maybe it's because of all the stop signs. Let's see what happens. We'll see how far we get. If I need to drop, I can drop. Just gonna look about this way again. Look at that. WRX STI. Nice.
Recomputing.
Oh, sorry, Mac. He's stopping way back there.
Route.
Thank you, sir.
Keep right.
Friendly fellow. Friendly computer.
Keep left. And
Sometimes the AI are too friendly in this game.
turn left.
Oh, I can feel the weight on this one. Jeez. Even worse than the doubles.
Keep right. And then turn right. Turn right.
Sure, why it wants me to take this side street. Maybe to skip that light up there. Some weird routing going on. I think it's because I'm using like the 1-to-1 scale. Speed limit's only 30 here. Oops. Yeah, it's just having me skip that intersection for some reason. Alright.
Right. Turn right.
Got a light anyway.
Turn right.
Sure what that was about. Definitely not getting the fuel economy like we were in the first truck. I didn't even see what we ended on. It was like somewhere around 8, which is pretty darn good. 8 MPGs. This is probably why I didn't want me to go this way. Lots of lights and 25-mile-an-hour speed limit.
Go straight on.
I'm not stopping, I'm not stopping. That was a really fast yellow light. That wasn't fair. Come on, that was like worse than New York. I swear the lights in New York are faster than any other state.
Left. And then turn left. Turn left.
How do we stop? Hello? It's this anyway, because I can't get my truck in gear. There we go. Just in time for the red light. Tea time. Nice. Neat little town.
Go straight on.
when we visited Laramie last week, I thought it was so cool. Apparently, it's a college town. It was really cool because there's so much parking. There's so much space there. It's crazy. It was a neat looking town. We ate at a burger place called Born in a Barn. Highly recommend it. That was a good eat.
Go straight on.
Come on. There you go. Yeah, Born in a Barn. Really good burgers. It was excellent. I learned about it on a podcast because there's this PC podcast I listen to. PC Perspective, if anyone's interested. Where I believe his last name is Walrath, Josh Walrath. Goes to Born in a Barn or plays other local burger joints in Laramie, and he'll have a burger before the podcast, and then he'll report back how good it is, and he'll like describe it. Even though they only have like 6 different burgers on the menu, maybe they rotate it. I don't know. But he always makes them sound so good. And so I was like, all right, we're going to Salt Lake. Let's go up through Wyoming and stop at Laramie for lunch, and we did. That was a lot of fun. Oh, look at those mountains. Oh, that's right. I gotta slow down for this. This is why it's taking a lot longer. If we go this way. Look at that view, though.
At the roundabout, take the next
Just plowing through here.
now.
Them some good-looking mounts. Oh, there you go. Some bison. We saw some bison when we were out actually in Utah. We went to Antelope Island. Didn't see any antelope, but we saw a few bison. They were just standing in the road on the entrance to the island. They're like protesting us all showing up there, I guess, or something. But we went hiking on that island, and that was a lot of fun. Oh, the speed limit is so much lower here. Jeez. There's some deer back there. I hope they don't simulate animals running out in front of you. They do in some of the mods, some of the map mods. They actually do have. I think they don't do it because of the game's ratings. They don't do it in the stock game, but in some of the mods they have like. Excuse me, I think like in was that in some kind of Australian map mod they have like kangaroos crossing the road. No, the one I was playing had just like jackrabbits, like really small on the map that I the 1-to-1 scale map I was playing of Germany. A city in Germany, and it had like suicidal animals running across the road. But I don't think like anything happened. I think you just drove through them, but like it woke you up. Sign back there for something. Are we going through We're not going through Yellowstone, I don't think. I think that's what going the other way was all about, actually, that highway we skipped.
Go straight on.
Oh, we just passed a crossing guard. I guess I didn't point those out on Interstate 80 when we were driving through. But they're all over Wyoming because of, I think because of high winds, at least for the highway, and or snow. We have them in Colorado too, because I guess they can get some really nasty winter storms, and they actually have to close the highways pretty often, so they have cross guards that come down, and you're Basically, if you come up on one of those, you're kind of screwed, and you have to turn around or camp for the night or something. It's pretty wild. Because we got a bit of a scenic drive through the forests of Wyoming here, northern Wyoming. Close to Montana. They're working on Montana and Texas now, I believe. I believe they announced, well, they definitely announced Texas. They announced that in blog posts. Montana, I think, came in like a stream special, like around Christmas time last year. They mentioned it. So those are two, well, Texas is a lot bigger, but two very big states coming. It'll be interesting to see what all's in Texas, because that is like, that's going to be a lot. I wonder if they're going to charge more for that state because it's going to be more space. Probably it'd be worth it though. I mean, these maps keep getting better and better. These expansions with the talent that they're building and the experience they're gaining building these maps. I forgot there's a section here. Yeah, that is under construction 24/7. Oh, gets bumpy. I guess in the West they just like tear up the roads when they need to repave them, and they just let you drive on the dirt. There was a lot of construction on Interstate 80 when we went through, which was kind of annoying because then you had to slow down, and but it's better than hitting a pothole, I guess. That would blow up my tires, so I guess it's good they're fixing the roads. I think this is probably why the GPS also wants us to go the other way. Or wanted us to, anyway. Up to 70 now, alright. Well, we can't hit that because we're doing a contract job, but we'll get up to a better speed at least. Looks like an RV park over there. Campground, maybe? Gonna roll it here, jeez. I just saw on the forums that Kriechbaum, Captain Kriechbaum, Master of Sounds, is working on a Cat C15 motor sound as well, and I watched a few seconds of it when I was like, wait a minute, I need to be streaming. I gotta go watch the rest of it. I'm looking forward to that one. He's got someone, he's getting recordings from some guy in Canada who has the engine in their truck. And I can guess who it is. There's a YouTuber that I follow up there who has a Cat C15 in his Peterbilt, and it sounds awesome. I wonder if it's actually the one. I wonder if it's the one he's getting it, or who he's getting the sounds from. That'd be really funny if he puts them in the credits. If he doesn't want to remain anonymous. This sounds pretty good though. This is recorded from a truck, I think, in Australia, I think. So maybe not exactly the same as US spec. They sound different based on like exhaust and stuff. European trucks sound so much differently because they're so much more regulated. But like, I think Australia trucks are more similar to American trucks than European trucks. So you're about to build your new melee weapon from the event. Then gonna build a couple of new warframes. Nice, nice. So it sounds like a decent amount of content to keep working towards, which is good.
Get ready to turn right.
Wait, why does it want me to do that? No, I'm not doing that. Am I? No, I'm going downtown. I'm going downtown. Why do they want me to go down the highway and then back around?
Finding a new route.
The GPS was angry at me for doing that. Finding a new route. Fine. Yeah, it seems more direct to go this way, but I guess because of maybe city speed limits, the GPS is like, yeah, you can go down the highway. Oh yeah, it's starting to slow down here. Here we go. Getting the Titania and Mesa Prime. It's nice. Last time I played with the group, I forget, I was working towards one of the frames. One of them, you know. I gotta see what I build. I always build stuff and then I leave and I forget what I was building. Luckily someone helps me keep my head on my shoulders though.
Go straight on.
With that game. Ah yeah, 35, there it is. Why is this dude just sitting back here? He testing me? State trooper. I think he thinks he doesn't have enough room, maybe, because of this intersection. I'm gonna snap this. Stopping distance. For my beta testing roll.
Go straight on.
Oh, I love that sound. Again with the triaxle trailer. I guess this one's pretty heavy, so it makes sense. Didn't take nearly as long as the estimated time was saying. Saying like half an hour. It's only been... Well, you know what? It'll be close to that, actually. I think I left the last place just before 7 Mountain Time, so... That was close, almost stalled again. But I didn't. Wait, where am I going? That wasn't the turn yet. I did the thing that people do. I fake turned right to get around the light. Completely accidental, but I've seen people do that a lot. And when I used to commute, there was this one intersection that had a super long light. So what people would do is they would turn right to be like turn right on red, right? Then they'll pull a Yui, and then they'll turn right again to keep going straight. I think in some states, if you get caught by a cop, technically can get ticketed for that, but other states, I don't know if it's illegal. It might just be like they wouldn't care. They might do something like say that's dangerous driving, something, I don't know. I think you're supposed to go a certain distance from the intersection before you
Go straight on.
pull a UE. Maybe that's what they can cite you on. I just remember seeing so many people pulling that trick though. Or cutting through like a shopping parking lot. Like a strip mall parking lot. I've seen people do that too. That actually you can be cited for, like using private property to like cut. I guess I don't know what the exact law is, but I think there is like something in the driving laws that specifically calls that out for some states. Anyway, we just did it in Wyoming. Okay, let's try not to hit the tractor. Gotta thread the needle. It's a pretty wide needle. Oh, this does sound like my neighbor's K-dub now that I think about it, but his truck is straight piped, so it's so freaking loud at 6 o'clock in the morning, but I'm already awake anyway. I can sleep through it on Saturdays when he goes out and works on weekends. And before I move away from here, maybe I can ask him if I can take a ride. Just walk over there with my American Truck Sim shirt. Be like, hey, nice truck. I have one that has a KW900 on it, actually. I think it's the one for either Oregon or Washington. I forget which state. Alright, that got us halfway. That's pretty good progress. We got halfway through the event. We have to look up later to see how far we've gotten as a community to 80 million miles altogether. But I gotta get going now. Grab some dinner. Flip Flop, thanks for hanging out, man. Hope you have fun in Warframe. I'm sure we'll play together again in that at some point. And yeah, we're gonna head off. So catch everyone in the next stream. Take care. Good night. Goodbye.